question was like how many of you are working on Upwork? Yeah, you are working. Cool. And like the another question was how many of you did try to start working on Upwork, but it didn't work for you? So there is two. Okay.
I just gave up before I tried.
Okay, so 3. So in our group in Upwork Georgia, there is most of the questions are like how can we start? The hardest thing is to find the first job. So my presentation is mostly about finding the first job. So I'm going to start with a video. This is a Arthur C. Clarke, who is the author of Space Odyssey.
But what about the city of the day after tomorrow?
We don't have the...
Say the year 2000. I think it will be completely different. In fact, it may not even exist at all. Oh, I'm not thinking of the atom bomb and the next Stone Age. I'm thinking of the incredible breakthrough which has been made possible by developments in communications, particularly the transistor and, above all, the communications satellite. These things will make possible a world in which we can be in instant contact with each other, wherever we may be, where we can contact our friends anywhere on Earth, even if we don't know their actual physical location. It will be possible in that age, perhaps only 50 years from now, for a man to conduct his business from Tahiti or Bali just as well as he could from London. In fact, if it proves worthwhile, almost any executive skill, any administrative skill, even any physical skill, could be made independent of distance. I am perfectly serious when I suggest that one day we may have brain surgeons in Edinburgh operating on patients in New Zealand. When that time comes, the whole world will have shrunk to a point, and the traditional role of the city as a meeting place for man would have ceased to make any sense. In fact, men will no longer commute, they will communicate. They won't have to travel for business anymore, they'll only travel for pleasure. I only hope that when that day comes, and when the city is abolished, the whole world isn't turned into one giant suburb.
Okay, so today we have Samuela. She's a speaker and she's traveling around like in Bali, exactly like
I live what he says, yeah.
yeah, like she's living the life he was predicting like more than 50 years ago. So now I'm gonna talk about my story and my motivation, like how I started working in the tech industry and what was my motivation at the time, and how did I came across to the Upwork and my journey in Upwork. So this is the film. How many of you know this film? So for those who don't know this film, it's Simone. It's the film where Al Pacino is casting. So this film is about the digital human. Like this woman is digital. She's not real. And Al Pacino was the director of the movie. Like in the movie, he was the director of the movie. And Simone, like the name is the Simulation One, and she was the main actress in this movie. So like I watched this movie many years ago, and my motivation at the time was like, how can I build something which you know like which can talk and which can communicate and which might have the emotions, you know. So this is why I have started working as a programmer, and this was the phone, like how I started. Like I was programming with this phone, like I was coding with Nokia phone like 15 years ago or something, and like I was running my code. That time there was the, like black and white mobile websites. It was called VML. It wasn't HTML even, it was black and white. So I was coding and like I was dreaming that time that I could build something that can talk. So Vilnius in Lithuania, I was thinking, could I stay here in Vilnius and could I work like remotely, you know, because I know programming, and like there might be some kind of websites where I could use my skills remotely and I could build, you know, something from here. There was no one at the time that could suggest me something. So I came across, there was Odesk and Elance, two websites, freelance websites at the time. So I tried to start, but it was super hard. and like it failed for me. It didn't work, and like I just quit and came back to Tbilisi, and like keep working in different places. So this is how it looked like at the beginning, the different jobs, you know, on Upwork. For me, like there was too much jobs, and I didn't know like how to start, like where was my exact niche, and I was like this. So after that, like it happens to all of us probably, that we realize that it's not about the you know, it's not about the money or something, but you should build the rating first, you know, and you should prove that you can do something, and you need some you need some references from different people. So like this is how it looked, my Upwork. Like the first job was like in Berlin, but like the another one, it's like $70, $20 job. Like this is like 15, 90. So it was very, very small jobs, but it was for the ratings. But if you look at the ratings, like I tried that all of the clients should be very, very satisfied from the job, and like to give me the good ratings, you know, that, and like later on I could like sell this to like the bigger amount. So like after working for more than 1 year, like this was the last job. So it's already pretty cool, and this gave me the opportunity to move to the like steady job. So this was my salary later on, like monthly salary. So without these first jobs, which was very, very small, like it's impossible, I think, to find, you know, right away the bigger job. So for those like who wants to start, this would be my suggestion, that we should work for the rating first, and we should really find the exact niche. And it's very difficult when you work in the local market. There is different rules of the game, and in the global market on Upwork or on different platforms, there is very different rules, because it's a bigger market, and it's harder to find the exact niche. So you need to really understand who you are and what is your advantages, and you should try like while working on the local market to like do your job much better than it's like required from you. So there is one famous technique. It's called crystal ball technique. In the freelancing, let's say there is some job which is about copywriting, and it's about London. You can create the same kind of job, same kind of content for Paris, and you can show to the client, and you have a huge chance to win, because like nobody cares about you. Everyone cares about themselves, and everyone is trying to find someone who has very, very, very similar job already done. So this was also a very key like point for me. Yeah, thank you.